You can't kill the metal. Now this is a really cool riff by Jack Black from Tenacious D. It features a whole lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, and we're focusing on that particular technical aspect for the study. So I'm going to focus now on my fretting hand and take you through it step by step. We're starting off with a basic open E power chord, which we use for songs like Back in Black, etc, etc. So I'm sure you know this chord. It's basically your first finger flat on the second fret, strings 5 and 4, and you're strumming the open E string with it. Now from there, this is where the hammer-ons and pull-offs come in. Now I'm going to quickly show you what my picking hand's going to do, and then we're going to come back to the fretting hand. Now what I'm hoping you're going to realize over here is that you're going to hear a whole lot of notes, but I'm only picking the first one. So we're going to pick, and you can see my hands in the air. One more time. And part of the trick over here is to rest your side of your thumb, this inside part of the thumb I'm pointing at, on the top string that you're not playing to avoid string noise, but we'll get more into that later. Let's first have a look at the notes and get going with the riff after the E5 we just looked at. Okay, back to the E5. Now what's happening after that, after you've done the E5, you play the open E 6th string twice. Then you bring the middle finger in to the 3, you pull off, so you pull off onto the 0 and play the 0 open again. So your next 5 notes all on your 6th string. Obviously you do have a copy of the PDF with the tab. If you don't, drop me an email or WhatsApp me, I'll happily send it to you. But those 5 notes must go, and it's pick, 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 pull, pick. And to show you both hands working left and right together, you'll see quite clearly now that the 4th note isn't being picked. So it's 0, 0, pick, 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 and it's speed. And with the power chord, okay, now we're going to go back to your fretting hand again. Now on the tab sheet you'll see there's 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, 0, a whole lot of numbers going in a row, and you're only picking the very first note. There's the 3 on the 5th string's 3rd fret, and after you pick it, you pull off to the 1, being the first finger, not the first fret. So one more time, pick, pull off, and you're pulling off the first finger to the open. So one more time, pick, flick, flick, then you hammer on, pull off again, hammer on again, pull off, and pull off. So there's a whole lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. I'm going to show you one more time before we look at both hands. And I'm going to not sit and talk this time, just watch the fingers. Slow motion. And at speed we're going to have like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, just to prove that we're only picking the first note. We'll have a look to see that I'm only picking the first 3. So here's left and right hand. You can see that hand only picks for the first note. Now the first riff again, the whole way through. And that's included the second riff as well. It's just such a cool riff to play. And it really is a good technique, as we said, for hammer-ons and pull-offs. The second bar of part 1 is sort of the same, but it stops dead on the 2. So you got the same beginning and dead quiet. And to get the dead quiet, you can see my fingers that are tapping here are sort of resting on the string. So you're going to have, and then I bring that finger down to quieten to make sure that the strings get dead quiet. So the whole top line of part 1 should sound something like this at slow speed. And at full speed. Really cool riff. Okay, now part 2 is going to start the same. So you've got the same, and then you're going to have an F power chord, and you jump with the pinky to fret number 5. But let's focus more onto what our fretting hand is doing here. Okay, looking at the second bar of part 2, and you're going to start with the power chord F5, which means finger 1 is on the 6th string, 1st fret, and then you can use your ring finger for fret number 3, 5th string, or your pinky. I don't really mind, and it's a double strum this time on the power chord. The only reason why I'm putting these fingers down is so you can see my fingers. Normally I'd hold it like that, but if I keep my hand closed it might get confusing. So that's why I play it, but that's what I'm actually doing. Okay, so these two fingers that are moving aren't touching the strings. So it's, and then I need to jump really quick so my pinky gets onto the 5th fret, and this is the sneaky part. 5th, and after you've played the 5th, you can see fingers 1, 2, and 4. Ring fingers off. Finger 1, 2, and 4 are in frets 2, 3, and 5. So you're actually jumping from here into the position, and you're going to go slow motion 5, and you're going pull off, hammer on, pull off, open. Again like that. So watch the tablature, read the tab carefully. Listen to the song, and it is quite a big jump. And you got the second riff as well. Then obviously, if you string them all together, you've got the entire riff. So I'm going to bring back into frame now, both left and right hands. And I'm hoping you can see with this angle when I'm picking. If you can see the fingers are not too clear here, I'm going to try and get a bit of an angle, makes it a bit difficult to play. So there is a fair chance I might fluff up the wrist riff here. I might make a mistake there, but let's see how it goes. Okay, the whole, all 4 bars of part 1 and 2. Just repeat it over and over. Really good exercise. It will get your pinky strong, get your hammer-ons and pull-offs nice and clean. And yes, there are a few other parts of the song, but if you get hold of the tab, you should be able to work at the rest yourself. If you're not sure, you've got my contact details. Drop me a WhatsApp, and I really hope you enjoy this for a technique study. Have a cool day. Cheers.